వందే శంభుముమాపతిం సురగురుం వందే జగత్కారణం వందే పన్నగభూషణం శశిధరం వందే పశూనాం పతిం వందే సూర్యశశాంకవన్నినయనం వందే ముకుందప్రియం వందే భక్తజన ఆశ్రయం చ వరదం వందే భక్తజన ఆశ్రయం చ వరదం వందే శివం శంకరం. Esteemed friends, yoga is to improve oneself physically, to develop oneself emotionally, to sharpen oneself intellectually, to evolve to greater heights spiritually. Swami Vivekananda is a yogi, and he has ever been on toes to improve himself. He is highly adventurous. He is never tired of improving upon himself. From India to the West, he wanted to travel. The idea of going to the West was sown in his mind by one Shankara Pandurang of Porbandar. The idea was further strengthened by Alsinga Perumal of Chennai. Many young men of Chennai, especially the students of Chennai, contributed for the journey of Swami Vivekananda from India to US. Later, money came from several Rajas. Raja of Ramnad, Raja of Khetri, Raja of Travancore, Raja of Mysore. They gave money. With that money, he went to Mumbai. From that harbor in Mumbai, he boarded the ship on the 31st of May 1893. It's a historic journey. It is a dramatic journey. I call it a yogic journey. He reached Chicago in the very first week of August 1893. As soon as he reached Chicago, he tried for a good dwelling place. He found a lodge suitable, but it was a very costly hotel. The money in his pocket was not sufficient for him to maintain himself in that hotel for a long time. He, however, took the room, refreshed himself, and made enquiries about the Parliament of Religions. He came to know that the Parliament of Religions was postponed to 11th September. Also, the program was finalized. The delegates were finalized. The entire schedule was finalized. And there may not be an opportunity to take part in the Parliament of Religions for any new person unless something dramatic happens, unless God descends to do it, unless divine grace showers. Swami Vivekananda was a little perturbed. All the way from India he went. Now he is in a lodging house. The money with him may not be sufficient to maintain him in that hotel. What was to be done? Somebody suggested, if you are here, you will be like a person in Kabandha Hasta. The livelihood here is very costly. Cost of living is very high here in Chicago. If you are interested, from here, go to Boston, a nearby town. It's about 6 or 7 hours of journey from here by train. You vacate the room, go to the railway station, take the train to Boston, and with the money available with you, you may be in a position to maintain yourself. Swami Vivekananda took the idea very seriously, very sincerely. He went to the room, packed his luggage, and started from his room to the railway station. When he was on the way from the room to the railway station, he was seen by many people. He was able to attract many men and women, children and old people on the road. When Sri Ramachandra Prabhu was in Mithila to take part in Sita Swayamvara, when he was going with Vishwamitra Maharshi and brother Lakshmana, he was able to draw many people. He was able to attract many young men and women, small children and elderly people. So handsome was Sri Ramachandra Prabhu. Excellent personality that Sri Rama was endowed with. Sri Raghavam, Dasharathatmajam, Aprameyam, Raghukulanvaya Ratnadeepam, Ajanubahum, Aravinda Dalayataksham Ramam, Nishachara Vinashakaram. Such a wonderful personality, a magnetic personality, an enticing personality, an irresistible personality was Sri Rama. Whoever looked at him fell in love with him. Even men were drawn to him in love. And Sri Krishna Paramatma was in Mathura as a young boy of about 16. When he was there in Mathura to attend the Dhanuryaga of Kamsa, there were many people thronging to look at Sri Krishna. Krishna was with Balaram. There Rama was with Lakshman. This Krishna's personality was very enticing, highly attractive. People were drawn to him, large crowds were coming. And this Krishna was in Dwapara Yuga. Rama was in Treta Yuga. Our Swami Vivekananda is in Kali Yuga. When he was going from his room to the Chicago railway station, many people were drawn to him. Here and there, one or two might have looked at him to make fun of him. But vast majority of people only admired him. He reached the railway station, bought the ticket, boarded the train, and he was able to get the window seat. In front of him, there was an elderly lady by name Miss Sanborn. She was like Shabari in the Ramayana. An elderly spinster of about 65 years. She was from Boston. By her side there were 3 American gentlemen, and by the side of Swamiji there were another 3 American gentlemen. In that small compartment there were 8 people. Among the 8, one was Swami Vivekananda, and the other was Miss Sanborn. The remaining 6 were American gentlemen. The people who came along with Vivekananda to the railway station just to admire his physical structure were walking on the platform up and down to snatch a glance at Swami Vivekananda. Some of them entered the compartment, looked at the Swamiji, drank with the eyes his personality, and went out. All this was being observed by the American gentleman. It took a little time for the train to steam out. After a few minutes, the green signal was shown, the whistle was blown, and the train steamed out. After a few minutes of journey, one of the American gentlemen broke silence, and Swami Vivekananda was looking through the window. He was looking at the sky, the flying clouds, the flying birds, the tree tops and the telephone posts and the running fields. When he was just looking at the sky, admiring the scenic beauty, this American gentleman looked at Swami Vivekananda and broke the silence with his comment, "Sir, excuse me." Swami Vivekananda came down, "Yes." And then the American gentleman said, "Sir, you seem to be a stranger in this country. You are not a white. We are whiter than you. We are taller than you. We are brighter than you. We are richer than you. And you seem to be a monk. Monks are not new in US. Many Buddha bhikshus come to US. Many Indians also come to this place, but you are different from the other bhikshus. You are different from the other monks. You are different from the whites. There is something special in you. There is something unique in you. You are different from many people. That's the reason I find many people looking at you, snatching a glance. So you are very handsome, very attractive. Beyond the physical structure, there is something different. What is it that makes you special? What is it that makes you unique? We wear watches, and they are very costly watches. We wear suits, and they are very costly suits. We wear shoes, and they are very rich shoes. We are richer than you, taller than you, brighter than you, whiter than you. But there is something strange about you. People are drawn to you. What is that speciality, may I know? Swami Vivekananda, from the heights of his imagination, came down to reality and looked at the American gentleman who raised the question. The American gentleman continued, "Sir, with all these things, in these costumes, we are gentlemen." And Swami Vivekananda said, "Yes, you look like gentlemen. To make you look like gentlemen, you require a tailor to stitch your suit. You require a washerman to wash your clothes and press them. You require a cobbler to make your shoes. You require a barber to give you a clean shave and a good hair crop. You require an assistant to put on your coat. When half a dozen people come together, You are made to look like a gentleman. But sir, in India, we don't require anybody to give us makeup. There is no attempt to make us look like gentlemen. In India, character makes a gentleman. In the Western countries, it is the look, it is the costume, it is the dress that would make you look like a gentleman. You asked what is that speciality? Perhaps there is that gentlemanliness. The American gentlemen were surprised by the answer given by Swami Vivekananda. Especially the lady who was sitting in front of him clapped and said, "Shabash, young man, I am about 65 years. You are less than half my age. You are like my son. For the first time, I have got a beautiful definition for a gentleman. It is a character that makes a gentleman, and it is your character that is attractive. I admire your good character and your definition of the character. May I know who you are? May I know where you are going? May I know from where you have come, etc." Swami Vivekananda told her about him, and then she raised the question, "My dear young man, you have given a beautiful definition for character. I appreciate. But what's character? Is it faithfulness? Is it sincerity? Is it methodical life? What is it that you call character?" And Swami Vivekananda gave a fitting reply. "Ma, it is character when your thoughts are pure, and when your thoughts which are pure are expressed in good words, and the words must be implemented in deeds. When the thought is expressed properly in the words, when the words are put into practice in your deeds, then it is called character. What you think, that you speak. What you speak, that you do. When the thoughts, words, and deeds are together, they are in conformity with each other. When they are in consistency with each other, when they are faithful to each other, when they are properly, duly, rightly, righteously expressed, then it is character." Miss Sanborn was very much impressed with the wonderful definition that Swami Vivekananda gave for character, and she told, "Because you are going to Boston and I am a person from Boston, I request you to come and stay with me as my son. I will take care of you. I shall look after you. I shall safely send back to your place, Chicago, so that you can attend that Parliament of Religions. You be with me. I am alone. I am a spinster. I am like your mother. Please come." Here lies the greatness of Swami Vivekananda's character. In an unknown place, where everything is new, a lady who is unknown to him, who does not have full knowledge of him, invites him to her place. This is the value of character. When that character is pure and perfect, a person will be a welcome guest in every place. That character, that purity can be seen in the face. Sri Ramachandra Prabhu's face is pure. Sri Krishna's face is divine. Sri Swami Vivekananda's face is full of tejas. Therefore, he is able to draw everybody to him. In the Western countries, it is the appearance that makes a person look like gentleman. And in India, it is the character that makes a gentleman. Wonderful definition Swami Vivekananda has given. Om Namah Sri Yatirajaya Vivekananda Suraye Satchit Sukhaswarupaya Swamine Tapaharine Swamine Tapaharine